Good afternoon and welcome back to the kitchen. You know, I was reflecting earlier. I was reflecting on what it takes to become a successful YouTube cook these days. And I was thinking to myself, you need to be called Matt or Zach. You need to be wearing a little white t-shirt with huge muscles and loads of tattoos and be based in a huge white kitchen. Yeah, I'm going to have to settle for feeling part of the cookery fraternity by having and owning a Mason Cash mixing bowl. Look at the beauty, complete with a wooden spoon. So I'm going to have to make do with that, and today I'm going to celebrate and christen the Mason Cash. Let me put you down like a small baby. There we are. Yes, I'm going to be christening the Mason Cash by making a Manor House, that English classic, only for posh people. Not really. And it's not the bake-off. Let's just make that clear right now, in case you're confused. I'm not building a cake in the shape of a manor house. That would just be ridiculous, wouldn't it, really? No, it's a Manor House cake, loved by students and poor people alike, as a cheap pudding with custard or ice cream, heated up, very nice, or just simply eaten as a bog standard cake. So, let's have a look at the ingredients, shall we? So as you can see, I've got my mixing bowl. I've also got a 7-inch or I think that's 18 centimetre springform cake tin, which I've lined, ready. I've got 225 grams of plain flour and I've added 2 level teaspoons of baking powder to that. I've got 125 grams of dark brown soft sugar. I've got a couple of tablespoons of demerara sugar. This is going to be going on top of the cake, which is the signature topping of a Manor House cake. I've got some sultanas, about 100 grams, and what I've done is tossed them in a little bit of the flour. That helps them to not fall to the bottom of the cake. I've got 125 grams of butter, salted butter, which I've cubed, and I'm going to soften this in the microwave prior to creaming. A couple of eggs and 100 ml of oat milk. I've got vanilla extract, I'll be using about half a teaspoon, and I've also got some mixed spice, I'll be using about half a teaspoon of that as well. Here it is, the lovely Mason Cash. And it has specific features, like little indentations here. So when you're holding it, your thumb can sort of grip, which is great. But I'm going to be using it in the conventional sense today to cream the butter and the sugar. So we've softened the butter in the microwave for about 2 minutes on very low power. And what I'm going to do is start by just giving it a good press. I'm going to add the sugar, which is a dark sugar, soft dark sugar. I'm going to cream this together to get it as pale as we can. It's always helpful to have a plastic spatula just to knock things off the spoon and knock things down from the side of the bowl. I'm just starting with the pressing action, just to get it combined. And then what we need to do is vigorously beat it. And we need to do this until it starts to change to a paler colour. I mean, obviously we're using dark brown sugar, so it's not going to be pale, but we need to recognise that it's going to be paler than it was when we started out. Now obviously for those of you who can't physically do the mixing, you need to get a mixer. But I don't recommend using a metal hand mixer in a mason cash bowl because you're going to mark it. And the reason it turns paler is because we're introducing air. Okay, I think that's good. It's looking a little bit paler than it was to begin with. I'm going to add the eggs, but I'm just going to give them a gentle beat. I find it's easiest to add the egg bit by bit. And don't worry if you think, oh my goodness, it's curdling. It's completely normal. There we go. Once the first lot has combined, add the next lot. Final bit of egg. Don't know whether I've mentioned, but I've got the oven on at 140 degrees centigrade fan. So that should be heated up by the time we've made the mixture. Just make sure it's all completely combined. I'm actually going to use this spatula because we're going to fold in the flour. And again, I'm going to do it in thirds, so I'm going to add about a third. And the reason that we fold in the flour is because we don't want to get rid of any of the air that we've beaten into this mix so far. And also we want to treat the flour gently because we don't want to start activating the gluten, which would make the cake tough. So we never beat in the flour, always fold it in. And I'm just doing a folding action. You can do a figure of 8 very gently. And we're just gently incorporating it and making sure that it's thoroughly mixed in. I'm going to add a little bit more. Again, we're just cutting through, folding, making sure all of it's picked up. Final flour. And as soon as that flour is incorporated, we're going to add the milk. Add half the milk and continue to mix very gently. Add the remaining milk. And again, we're mixing gently, using the spatula still. Just before the milk is fully incorporated, we're going to add the spice. That's about half a teaspoon of mixed spice and half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Again, gently mix that in, using a folding technique. And then finally, we're going to add the sultanas. And again, gently fold them in. Okay, that's our mixture ready. So I've got my tin, my cake tin all ready, and we need to get the mixture in here. Very gently, because I don't want to disturb the baking parchment. And then all I'm going to do is just gently spread it around to level it off. And the final touch is to sprinkle the top with demerara sugar. So this is going to go into the oven at 140 on top of a baking sheet for approximately an hour and a quarter. Good luck, cake. So it's out of the oven and it's really risen. I'm really surprised. There is a little bit of crackage on the surface, but that kind of looks quite cute. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. I've checked it with a knife and a knife comes out clean. So hopefully that means it's cooked. So I'm going to let this cool and then we'll have a look and see what it looks like. It's got a lovely crunch on the top. Quite crumbly, it's supposed to be. So there we are, it's quite a crumbly texture, which it's supposed to be. The fruit is distributed fairly evenly. So yeah, I think I'm quite pleased with that. So yes, we're choosing to have our sweet snack in front of the TV this evening. Yes, hurrah! So let's switch over to Paul for the latest report on the Manor House Cake. So Paul, we're on the scene of this fresh Manor House cake. What does it smell like? What does it look like? Indeed, what does it taste like? Come on.
It smells delicious.
Stick it in your gob.
Oh, it's nice.
Is it sort of light and crumbly?
Yeah, it is light. It is light.
It should be light and crumbly.
I'm going to go for a crunchy bit at the top.
It shouldn't be too spongy.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah? And the flavour?
It's like a Manor House cake.
Oh, that's good.
It is. But it feels like a homemade Manor House cake.
But it should have a sort of crunchy top.
It
and
does.
Sort of, yeah, good.
It does.
Excellent.
I think it was rather lovely.
Good, I can't wait to try.
Is it sultanas?
Yep, are they distributed evenly?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Not bad. Not bad.
Well, they were coated lightly in flour.
Yeah, there's some at the top as well. Look,
yeah,
some at the top.
Good.
Oh, no,
yeah, all right, get it in your gob and shut up now so I can eat mine.
I can see another slice over there, so I need to finish
that's
this.
Fine.
And then
I think you'll find I'm desperate.
Think this is a winner. Yeah.
I'm desperate. Camera's coming off you now.
No, I'm just going to eat more.
Okay, let's get the true, honest verdict. My own opinion. Right, let's see. Oh, it's slightly warm. Oh.
Yeah. Have you had a crispy bit?
It's good. It's almost sort of slightly caramelly. That'll be the dark brown sugar. Yeah, it's great. It's a cross between a pudding and a cake almost, isn't it? A Manor House cake.
Yeah. I tell you what would be lovely in here. Some chunks of apple. That would be delicious.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be healthy. Well, the topping's lovely.
The whole thing is.
Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Bye.